gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Mandy, I'm not that late. A couple minutes.
Hey,
Hey, everybody.
what's up, Mandy?
Welcome to the show, Streaming Matters with C-Man and Aubyns.
Hey guys, how's everyone?
Hey.
Hope you're good.
Yep, hope everybody's doing well. As I threw people's names in there, so you guys that had jumped in the chat earlier, threw your names out there. So thanks for everybody joining us. C-Man, how are you doing? I thank you for joining us again on the panel. What's up? What's going on with you?
Doing great. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me as always. Much appreciated. Always like hanging with you guys.
Well, maybe you need to try to hang on with us on the Oculus more often, because you've taken a hiatus.
Well, if I had any damn time, I would.
Well, do you have time to? Do you have time today after the show? Because it's Tough Man tonight.
Tough Man tonight.
Okay, I may have to join y'all for that then.
Just for a little bit.
Okay, good.
All right.
So we'll talk about Tough Man at the end of the show. But yeah, Tough Man is on tonight and tomorrow. Nothing better than watching some overweight rednecks swinging haymakers at each other, and also we're commentating. We're making fun of these. We're making fun of them the whole time. So. Thank you, Jim. Happy birthday! It's Jim's birthday this weekend. So
happy birthday, Jim. Sorry, I didn't get that to you first.
Aubyns, how are you doing today?
I'm good, guys. I'm hanging in there. I'm keeping my face off of YouTube because they make everything not work for me. So I figure I'll just hide out there.
You're just too damn good looking. That's what... So Paul says he's happy to hear that your laptop seems to be better. Your laptop.
Oh no, it's not. It's not. I'm having all kinds of computer problems, but I'm formatting. I'm fixing it. But it just takes forever to format. 20 terabyte drives. So.
Those are called first world problems. So just saying.
Well,
first world problems. I mean, 20 terabytes. Oh, Jesus. Oh, and hey, so this is when we're thinking about terabytes, and before it makes me think about. So we did a search, how much bandwidth that we use in a month. Last month we used 2.5 terabytes of data, because we've been looking at houses. We've thought about, what do we get? Starlink. That's at least 100 down. Maybe you'll be able to deal with that. Well, that's capped at 1 terabyte, right? And then over that is 25 cents a gig. So we looked it up, and last month 2.4 terabytes of data in a month here at the house. Cord cutters. We're cord cutters here, and that's it's so it's just curious.
And you don't even do any gaming.
No. But I do. I'm a snob when it comes to movies now. I
know you are.
Oh, I see Joyce is hanging with us. Good. And Funster jumped in there. So, yeah. So we're going to jump into the show. We got lots of topics to talk about. If you're out any of the topics, look down below. I give links to any of the topics we talk about. So if you're wanting to research yourself about the topics we talk about, to read it and to look into it more, look down below. Got all the links right there for the topics we're talking about, because we don't cover everything here, but at least it gives you thinking about something. So if you want to do some research after, more than welcome. And that's, full disclosure of where we get our information. So yeah, we had a really rough week this since the 8th. So what's today, the 14th? So since the 8th, we've had some issues with the old forums over there. Oh, hold on a second, I gotta hit that. Okay, so now it sees it. So over at Kodi, they had a data breach, and we're going to talk quite a bit about data breaches and what can we do about data breaches. And you need to, in the words of my man Aubyns, what do we want to do?
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck. So so we're going to talk about that, but there is data breaches that are happening constantly, and I should say my jilted girlfriend, because she really doesn't like to deal with me because she's blocked me on Twitter. But Kodi is now, their forum has been breached, and the database it's being sold on the dark web or wherever it's being sold. So that data not only is going to end up there, it's going to end up a lot of different places. So your username and login type of information is most likely going to be leaked out into it. So Kodi's had to take some precautions here. We've seen this numerous and over and over and over. We've seen this, and this started on April 8th. So, basically their forum was somebody hacked into a admin's login and then was able to pull logs and pull all kinds of information. And their forum is still down. So you can't go into their forums right now. It's still down. They are basically revamping the whole thing, rebuilding it. And I think it said from the 4th of April, I think, is where they're going to roll it back to. They have logs from the 4th.
Wow.
So if anything that happened between the 4th and 8th, it'll be lost. But this is something that's been happening all the time, guys. I mean, so
everywhere it's been happening.
Yeah. So it's like it's scary. So I mean, we got numb when we see this stuff now. I have. I mean, because data breach. We talked last week about Verizon. Remember Verizon? Yep. Verizon had a data breach. So, how do you can't ignore these things.
No.
But, how do we protect ourselves? I mean, what are some of the things you guys do, to protect your password and your user stuff? Because using a simple password is not smart. How do you guys protect yourself?
Well, me, I have my multi-pass, and I'm still worried with that, because now they're talking about all kinds of AI that will crack, these 12-digit passwords. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. So I got a picture here of the multi-pass, which is we've talked about this a few times, and give a quick description, Aubyns, like on this multi-pass, because people all they can do is see a little drive and a little USB, micro USB.
Well, it uses a USB to connect, or it uses Bluetooth, and it has a card. You can see there on that picture. There's the device, and there's a little blue card underneath it, and that card you can purchase from them to, you can make multiple backups of your stuff. It will allow you to log into any of your sites just by knocking on the desk. You can set it also just to you can hit a button on it also to put in the password for you. But your computer doesn't have to remember any passwords or know any of them.
Mm-hmm.
and using the multipass, it's not like a lot of these other ones where they'll either charge you for how many passwords you want to have and stuff like that. This thing is like the best thing since sliced bread to me. Sure, it's a little bit more pricier, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
it's worth worth the not having the aggravation
Yep.
of having to go back in and try to find what's going on.
Yeah. Well, the problem is if somebody steals your account, which I had one of my
Yeah.
accounts got hacked. My Twitter account got hacked a couple
Mhm.
years back, and to try to recover your account when something like that happens can be a pain in the butt to almost impossible, depending on the website. So I don't
Right.
know if either of you two have ever had one of your passwords taken, but it can
Mhm.
be a. I know with Twitter, I probably spent just on that one account a couple hours back and forth through tech support, check this, check that, to be able to get my account back to because somebody had stolen it and was whatever. I mean, it's not like like I got millions of followers, but they
Right.
got it and they were going to use it for whatever. So what about you, C man? I mean, do you have anything to protect C man here? Did I lose him?
Uh,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
Oh,
guys.
oh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah,
ah, go
yeah.
ahead.
I use RoboForm, and
Roboform. Okay. Okay. Yep. I got
and
one in
that
here.
and it is a web based thing, but
Yep.
I pay 99 cents a month, and I've never had any issues with it.
Yep.
But
And that,
again, you don't have an issue till you have one.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 You're right. Mm. The
And
more the,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask. So, what does it do? It RoboForm just looks at the website and pushes your information in
Yeah, it'll
in the
autofill,
cloud.
and then it does the
Okay.
same on iOS
Okay.
because I'm a Apple user, as you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm looking at, yeah, because I see it says it supports Apple and but it also is, so it's a cloud base. You can use it on your
It's cloud
phones. It's
based.
showing your phones, your tablets,
Hmm.
laptops, computers. You're able to use it for numerous things. So I was trying to.
Mine does also,
Mhm.
but I think the problem I have with it is that I don't always run out of the house with my multipass, and so I can because you can use it with your phone, and I don't carry it around with me all the time because I really don't go out that much. I always just
Yeah.
leave it sitting around at home. But you
Hey,
can use it with your phone also.
hey, this is kind of funny because we're actually going to mention some of this. This is Crazy Canuck. I had a data breach also. My wife found my password Orange Book,
Ah.
and again, we're going to mention we're going to look at some different options that we all have, and actually writing it down almost is actually one of your safer things unless you can't trust the person
Hmm.
that you're in the house with. So, um,
Right.
Sepaglow. Yeah, I want to call her by another name. Sepaglow bought a multipass, still haven't
Yeah.
used it. Looks like a lot of work to set it up. Um,
It's really not that bad.
mhm.
It's really not that bad once you're going to the site. As long as you have a list of what your passwords are to uh, to put it in, so it understands what your password is.
Um,
Yeah,
and so
so
we
that's
have
fast.
LastPass been breached. We've seen
Hmm.
that issue with it being breached. So
Yeah.
you've got to be a little bit careful with that. So and LastPass is not forthcoming with this. They've been really slow on saying how breached they've been. First it was, no, we haven't been breached. Then it was like, well, some information was sold, and it's like slowly comes out. Now most of the and I will say one thing about Kodi is they were really quick about saying, hey, this was breached. I want to say, so did it say that it was breached in February?
I think it might have been around then.
Yeah, I don't see it here real quick.
Maybe even before that.
So the 16th to the 21st is when the admin, well, no, the 16th and the 21st of February was when it's breached. And that was when the information. And so then they found out about it. Then they told us in April. So a month and a half. A lot of these breaches, you don't find out until months later. So coming up with a way of trying to protect yourself. This leads into Aubyns had said something about some of the AI stuff that can happen, which it's very scary now with the AIs cracking passwords. So when you go through this, let's see if I got the chart here. If I can, let me see if I can enlarge this chart. Let's see. Is that big enough for everybody to read? Can people read that?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at it on my TV. Yeah, I see it on my TV.
Are you able to read that from there, from your TV?
Yeah, I can read it from. Yeah, I can read it.
Okay, so this is with using AI to crack a password. So if you're using numbers only, it goes even if you go up to 11 characters, it can be cracked instantly. Done. If you used 18 characters, which who's using 18 number characters? It could take 10 months, but for the most, well, for yours, but you have a knock thing. So, when you look at this, so numbers only is pretty much instantly, even up to 11 characters. Lower letters up to 11 characters is going to take 23 hours. Lower and upper letters, if you, and this is under 11, I'm going by 11 characters, but how many people are using 11 characters? Let's be honest. Probably not many. Could be 4 years for that. If you use numbers upper and lower, that would take 28 or 38 years. If you use numbers, letters, upper, lower, and symbols, then that would take 356 years. Now, most people are probably using, I would guess, probably 6 to 10. Using or 8. So if people use an 8, even if you use upper, lower, number, and a symbol with AI, it's going to take them 7 hours to crack it. So that's not very long with that. So you've got to come up with some ideas that if someone's trying to get your password to make it more difficult. In really writing it down, it sounds old and like this is silly, but really writing it down is almost the best way of doing it. Because if it's on anything else, if it's on your mobile device, well, what if your mobile device gets stolen? Maybe somebody pulls it off the cloud that it's stored at, because it's going to be stored on the cloud most likely. So there's lots.
One issue I got to say though about writing it down. It is great to be able to write it down, having a book, but most people's own handwriting, you know what I mean? Upper lowercase with the semicolon sitting in there, you know what I mean?
Well, hopefully you can read your own damn writing. I mean,
I know, but you know,
yes,
can you always read your writing when you're trying to write something? Right.
Only when I've been drinking. That's the only time I can't read my own writing.
But and that's the time you need to log into something.
So but again, this is pretty scary when you think about this AI. And again, this link is down below, guys. If you read it yourself, and it almost instantly. If you're using small, so let's see, I'll go from 7 characters, so up to 7 characters. Even if you use numbers, letters, lower, upper, lower, and a symbol, the longest it's going to take an AI is 6 minutes. For 7 characters.
Lord.
So
that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, so short passwords that's easy to remember. And when people use words, most of these AIs are looking through words. So when you use a word, it's almost instantly gonna, because it has a dictionary. These AIs have access to a whole
Yeah.
dictionary of words. So if you're using a word or a name of somebody or something like that, boom, it's already got it. That's it. That's easy for it to do. So you got to be smart in what you do and how you format your passwords. I mean, I have a way where I have a format that I have that's upper, lower, numbers, symbols, but it's a format I can use that works for me in my head. So would it depend on what website I'm on? I pretty much know where I'm going with the password because I know what, hey, this is the password for this site
Yeah.
or that site. You got to figure out what works for you. I pulled up this
Hmm.
that had PC Magazine, and this is some ideas, and some of them are, well, a lot of them are cloud-based passwords. And I want to say one password down here was one of the that was not long ago. I think we talked about that as a possible breach.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep.
but Bitwarden was a lot of people talked about Bitwarden. It's free,
Yeah.
it's out there, so that was an option. Another real popular one was this Dash Lane, which is not a free one, but it
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
lot of it was ranked really well. Keeper Password, that's another one. I've seen on a lot of places. One Password I saw on a lot of places. Zoho, I saw that on a few websites, but not a lot. Log Me Once, I didn't see that.
Um,
NordPass was another one that I saw a lot of times on
yeah.
lists. If you have
Yep.
NordVPN, I want to say most of these, when I looked at them, they're anywhere from 99 cents a month to, and I'm not saying from a lot of devices, but for your basic, are going to run you a little under $2 a month. So 99 cents to $2 is where most of them run. So if you're looking to get one of these, so again, this link is down below. The RoboForm. What did you say? 99 cents a month, Keenan?
99, yeah, 99 cents a month.
So,
There's
yep,
also you can also look into, they have those fingerprint scanners that use
yes,
USB
yep,
that you
yep.
can
Now,
plug in.
yep,
Those are
yep,
a cheap, but you get one for like $30 or so.
yep,
Uh,
yep.
and have it plugged into your computer, and boom, you can just log in.
But
Because
how does that work?
I just don't.
How does that work
How
if
does
you
it
were
work?
using, if you tried to log into your account and you were on your cell phone away from home? See,
Right,
that's what I've
then
always
you're
wondered
not
about that.
gonna.
How does that work? Um,
Right.
and I don't know. I mean, if we're just throwing it out there.
Hmm.
This was, if you go do some Google searching or search on Amazon,
Well,
these
that's
are,
why you would really want one that's Bluetooth. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah, yeah.
understand? Because like mine is Bluetooth, so that's how it connects to my phone.
Do you carry it in your pocket?
Yeah,
Because
I
you
would
can
have to
put it,
carry it in my pocket, but I
or your
normally don't
wallet
run
or
out the
something.
house with it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Mine actually chooses passwords for me
Mm-hmm.
and saves them as high encryption.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
how well that works, I guess
Hmm.
we'll see.
Well, those sites, all right,
Yeah.
so that's going to be a high encryption. That's going to be a large 12 plus
It is.
characters. It's going to be 12 to
Hmm.
16 characters, and it's going to do the numbers,
Yeah.
letters, symbols. The only downside
Yeah.
is if somebody tapped into that database on the RoboForm.
Right.
If they were able to
Hmm.
tap into that database, like supposedly
Yep.
with
They got
LastPassword,
everything.
boom, now they've got all of your passwords. One of the other things that when I was looking through this and I saw this and I thought, there's the orange book that he was talking about. The orange book. It's got
Yeah.
all your passwords. Now you can pick some other. If you purple's your color, you actually can pick purple. But here it is, all your passwords. Or if you had a notepad, you don't even have to get nothing fancy. This has like for tabs for each letter so that you can keep track of it.
Hmm.
Um, Again, if you were worried about your kids or somebody else stealing it, but majority of us are not worried about the people in the house stealing your password. You
Yeah.
know, you're worried about some
Hackers.
yeah, some hacker or just somebody out in the internet trying to log into your shit to try to pull
Hmm.
your banking information or even steal your Twitter, your Facebook, or your Instagram, or one of those social media, because sometimes they steal those social media accounts that are real popular because they want to use it
Oh
as
yeah.
spam. They spam it.
Yes.
I mean,
Hmm.
so they're not stealing it for money directly from you, but they steal it and then they use you as a way of trying to sell their product or to try to get more
Right.
clicks.
Yep.
So,
Exactly.
so what is there any other people over in the side chat that had some other ideas about what they use for? I see Gut Wall Street use two-factor authentic,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
authentication. That is
Authentication.
again through if even if you're doing the two factor through as an email or a text or something like that.
Hmm.
That is really useful to if you're just doing it as someone logs in and you're good to go. If they're logging in of new devices logging into your account, you really need that
Hmm.
second verification. I
Yeah.
can't stress that enough. Uh, and look at crazy kick. I really have an orange password, but hey, you see, there's different. I believe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of scary in a way, that Redneck says ILO. Never heard of that. ILO.
I haven't heard of that one.
I don't know.
Do I need to
No.
search that, or I'm scared to search that one?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Some red. Yes.
All right, so this is like a whole system. All right,
Hmm.
it's got all kinds of PC stuff saving.
Oh, it's more software that they're
Yeah,
going to charge you every year for.
yeah, maybe.
No thanks.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. I don't want someone to charge me because oh well I didn't pay you this year to, to be able to see my passwords. So what are they going to do? Farm it out to everybody? You know?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're right. Auburn is right about the thing he does have. There is a benefit to that of the having that it is stored on his device, so it's not cloud based.
Mhm.
He can't be locked out of it. So there is benefits to that. Now the downside is the
Oh, and
initial
oh,
cost.
1 second about locking out. Like, 'cause when you first turn it on, you have to put in your master code.
Yep.
Now, if you put the wrong code in, it'll lock the device. Which is great because then the 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 card that you have in there, you can just put in another one, or until um, or you have a backup of it. If someone stole that one, they wouldn't be able. They would have to know your password to be able to get to it.
Yeah.
So you're backed up quite a bunch of ways.
Yeah. Well,
Unless
if
they're
you
putting a gun to your head, you know what I'm saying? But
keep using the
that's
wrong
about it.
password, you're going to be SOL.
Right,
Um.
right. Well, but
So
but like I said, that would be just for that card that you have in there.
yeah. So, well, I mean, there's lots of. I do see that we've given you lots of options with that between going software using a website or even
Hmm.
like with Auburn using the multipass. You got some different options there. So the main thing is don't take it as oh my password's fine, because most of the time if you do
Right.
some searches about most everybody has some of your passwords are stolen. If you're using the same username password or email password all over the place, if they get into one, and if you're using, let's say on the Kodi forum, you're using the same email and you have the same password on your email account that you have for Kodi, how hard would it be?
Hmm.
They to put your email, they use that password, because a lot of times people are using the same password over and over and over. you know, then they're in your email. Not that you're worried about them getting, some photos of you, but the problem, once they get in your email, that gives them access to a lot of other information that may be find out what bank you're at. Well, if they can get into your bank, well,
Yeah.
now we know the email address
Mhm.
that you use. And what if you're using
Yep.
the same password for your banking? Well, now you're in a whole
Hmm.
world of shit then, because now they have
Yep.
access to your bank. And maybe, if you got some money in there, maybe then you don't have any money
Yep.
in there.
They
So,
won't have anything left.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of instances of people's PayPal getting hacked and
yeah.
Oh
just
yeah.
credit cards and just
Yep.
Hmm.
yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
If you were to go out there and look for, just look for credit card numbers, it's insane. You know how many there are out there. It's just like you have to protect yourself. You really do.
yeah. Yeah. So be smart about what you guys do, and just keep, as my man Auburn says, protect your neck.
That's
It's
the net.
because it's easier to do this work on the front end than it is on the back end. If anybody that's had their identity stolen, they will tell you, you know, protect your identity, and because once it gets stolen, it's a full-time job trying to
Hmm.
recover it. And then you're also always wondering, up, is something else going to pop up? So you're always having to check.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because it's like the stories that I hear of, people that have been hacked. Someone then takes over their whole identity and is buying a house on their name.
well, hey, do you
Finding
remember
people
the
have good
one?
credit and
Do you remember the thing where people were having their mortgages stolen? Did you see that
right.
where people would have they could get, and basically someone would refinance your house, refinance it,
Hmm.
and they would get the
Yep.
money. I mean, that kind of
Uh-huh.
stuff, legitimately happens. So be
Right.
careful about what you're doing. This is just another example of being smart. Uh, don't use the same password. Have a way of trying to keep your passwords secure. Don't use simple passwords. Like, again, when we go back to this, again, if you're
Yeah.
using up to 6 characters, or even, let's just say, 7 characters, I don't care, even if you're using all the symbols,
Hmm.
6 minutes, it's not taking long. I mean, so, be smart about
I
what
think
you do.
I'm gonna go up to 18 characters on mine because it don't matter to me. I don't have to. I'm not typing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The device
Yeah.
types it into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, hey, I'd let it be. What is that? 66 consultant years.
Yeah,
You
what the
know,
what's QN
when
years?
Q
Quitting.
Q went. Is it
It's longer than I'm here because
quintillion?
it's already past
Yeah,
millions. With
yeah,
millions,
right.
billions,
Cotillion,
trillions,
right?
quadrillion.
Cotillion, yeah, cotillion.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm
they get
saying?
my money then. They're good.
But, right, right. Then they're gonna. Then they deserve it.
Yeah. You deserve it,
I think
Pepper.
that's all I got to do. Yep, you deserve it if you could get it. You know.
Yeah, again, all these links are down in the show notes before. Check them out. You know, protect yourself. Uh, don't make simple passwords. Don't use the same passwords. Those are the two advice I give you. Number one is just that's
Hmm.
the easiest fix to
Yeah,
keep yourself
yeah. The
safe.
easiest thing is, yeah, definitely changing. Don't have
Uh,
the same thing.
so I was then would piggybacking on this, and I'm not sure how many people watching the show this really is going to affect, but MSI has had a breach in firmware. And now this is not firmware that they offered. This is when people have downloaded and installed a third-party firmware onto their MSI board. Now, if you don't, firmware is basically the OS on your motherboard, the basic operating system, like from when you turn the button on, that's what goes into your firmware. It's loading the firmware on it. And people are installing firmware that supposedly going to make your computer faster, better, or
Faster.
whatever. And so they thinking, oh, this is a modified firmware. It's going to make it better. And there has been reports that some of this may have malware in it. And this
Mhm.
malware allows full access to your PC, because we're talking at the base level of your computer. So anything
Mhm.
from when it boots up, anything that runs, in theory, a hacker could be able to see anything that happens from you logging into your bank account, typing in all your passwords, any of it, if you install it. So
Mhm.
I don't think many of our people are installing third-party firmware on stuff. If you are, take a look at this. It's when you're playing with that kind of stuff, you're playing with fire. So be careful of
Yeah.
where you get your firmware. Get it from, and this is not just MSI. It could be with NVIDIA. It could be with anywhere. When you're installing firmware on your computer, on your devices, make sure you're getting it from the legitimate source. Don't get it from some. Don't do a Google search of best
Yeah.
firmware.
Yeah, the latest firmware.
So be smart about what you're doing. So yeah, I when we read through this, I'm like, hopefully people ain't dumb enough to do something like this. But only where that I could see
Well,
this kind of being in is some people, if you had like an old motherboard,
mhm.
or how sometimes old firmware gets removed from a company's website,
Mhm.
that would be the only time that
Right.
I could see that people might fall prey to that.
Yeah, you're
But
using
this is
some. Right.
Yep. But mostly this is on the newer stuff. It's the newer firmware that people are trying to get, unclocking, unlocking your motherboard, make it run a little faster. Just be aware. It's out there. Ransom malware. It's
It's
out
out
there.
there.
So the other, thought we'd go on and we'd talk about some of the Kodi stuff, some of the different add-ons. I know that the uh, the Japanese anime one, it's like what starts with an O now. See, man, you, o
Oh,
okaku. What's the? It used to be the one with the bird, the crow.
I am not an anime
um,
guy. I have no
Oh,
idea.
it's like Ashiku, something like that. And the name is off top. Someone over here. It updated. It's been
mm,
updated. He's been doing a lot. There it is. There it is.
Otaku, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Steven. Thank you. Yeah, that's been updating a lot. He's been doing a lot of work on that. So definitely people need to check that out. It's been running, and I use it once in a while. What's up, Mr. Charles is hanging with us. Look at, he joined us.
Hey,
Yeah,
so is
Mr.
Noir.
Mr.
yeah,
No Ears
Noah.
with us.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while. If he wants to jump on here,
Yeah, hit
oh,
me up.
cuckoo. Yeah, hit him up. So yeah, so that's been updating a lot. I know Resolve URL updated this maybe earlier this week. It updated. Trying to think of some other big add-ons. Otaku. Otaku. Look at Tan. He always on point. He needs to be on this show. He is always.
Yeah.
He needs to be on here with us. So yeah, that's going. Any other things that you guys been knowing about that's been popping up that's in our Kodi scene that's been updating or changing?
Changing, not not a lot that I've seen.
What? No news is good news in our community.
Yeah,
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 I guess
usually
so.
is.
Yeah, no news is good news. And I was going to tell people there are a couple add-on announce groups. And so if you're on Telegram, I highly suggest you to join some of those announce groups. They're not groups that you can talk in, but whenever items are updated to the add-on, been added, a lot of those announce groups will announce, hey, this show, this movie, this episode, whatever it is. That is a great way to staying on top of when new content comes out. Because sometimes people think, oh, well, I've been looking at the trending list on Tracked, and I see the new, not Adamant, the new what's the Marvel Adam? What's his called? What's his called? Uh, um, not Adam Ant. What is it called?
Ant-Man or Black
Ant
Adam?
Man. Ant
Ant-Man?
Man. Ant
Okay.
Man.
Okay.
So when we talk about Ant Man, sometimes you see it trending, but that doesn't mean it's out. Or John Wick was another one.
Right. Right.
And people are like, oh, well, a good copy must be out, and it's on trending. Well,
No.
no, people are searching it, but it's a crappy cam that's out right now, or
Mhm.
So if you join
Right.
a lot of those announce groups, they do it's a good way of filtering so that you'll see when a good copy of something comes out, then you know to watch it. What was it? The Scream 6. Been having people damn
Yeah.
Scream
I
6.
saw that.
No, and I've been seeing that on Facebook a lot. I'm like, what the hell? I mean,
Yeah.
in there, it's a cam. What's it? That XI bet or whatever I think is what's out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah. One expert. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
that's
be fair, there's one guy that's actually ripping cams with no ads that are actually really good. But
so. Is he
Okay.
I mean,
removing? Is he removing the X bet ones?
yeah,
He's removing that part of it.
he's removing watermarks and ads.
Okay, because those 1X. I mean, as soon as it starts, you get the ad at the beginning, and then it
Yep.
throws an ad every once in a
You
while.
feel like
Yep.
you're in Saudi Arabia.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain. Hey, someone asked about that device you were talking about, Auburn.
Multipass.
Yep, multipass. Multipass.
Multi. MOOL.
Yeah,
Multipass.
multipass. Yep, good stuff. Redneck posted, and this was something that I posted in, I think, in the Streaming Matters room, that there was a fix for some of the premiumized, and that was switching servers. I know we talked about it last week, didn't we? About switching it to the direct when you do the
Right.
cloud servers for premiumized, and that tended to help my connection. I don't know for everybody's, but if you're using premiumized to change your cloud to direct, and I found that did a pretty good job. Let's see. Tan said the fantastic skin is fast and basic. I've actually gonna look to do a couple videos on those particular the two skins for the Fen skins, and because I actually loaded it and they ran pretty well. Even with a lot of widgets, I thought it was loading on my computer, loaded really well. I don't know how that played over if I went to put it on a Shield or a Fire Stick to see how that goes.
Didn't the Fen developer start it and then someone's kind of taking it over?
Yeah, there was on the thing. It was because there was a end user that went through and did some work on it.
Right.
And he
And
posted.
he recommended
Yes.
using
Yeah.
their version.
Yeah, Tiki Peter said, yeah, I would use this new version over the version that I worked on. Because I think Tiki Peter was just kind of messing around with it. And then, it was kind of like hey, I think I can do that. And, then he kind of probably got a little frustrated with it and said, I'm tired of mess with that. And he moved on. But somebody else was like, whoa, wait, I might be able to do that. So that was one of the skins I actually messed around with just on my computer, and I kind of liked it. I was like, man, and I loaded a lot of different. I liked it that it had, you could do the, I can't remember what it was. It was not a toolbar, but you could load the items at the top, and you could have one at the bottom as well as the widgets. So you could do you could go into an add-on like for your movie section for a particular thing, and then have a certain trending, popular, or so. You know what I mean? It had that option of those are being buttons instead of here's the movies. I thought that was kind of a neat layout. So
And those estuary mods are fast.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So yeah, they're because they don't have as much junk, but you can make them heavy if you only so many widgets that we can load in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, so
Someone asked, "What's the best version of Kodi right now?"
all right. What are you guys thinking?
I've got no issues
Well,
with 20.1, but I don't know if others do or 19.5. It's probably, I mean, it's very stable, I think, but 20.1, I haven't had any problems with.
Yeah. Auburn, have you installed it since
uh,
you?
I I installed it. I installed the 20.1 on my Shield,
Mhm.
but I haven't gone back to it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Everything was working that I put on there, but it's not like it's my daily driver.
yeah, yeah. I'd say the most stable is 19.5. Is it 19.5 or 9.6? I can't remember what they released last, but
I think
whichever
point
one.
five, wasn't it?
Okay, I couldn't remember. I remember they kind of released a couple right there at the last, but that the latest 19 was very stable. The one drawback that 19 didn't have that 20 has is the voice search,
Yes.
and that works in 20.1. But it doesn't work in 19. So if you're a person that likes to, when you go to the keypad and just speak to whatever you're searching for and it to work, 20.1 does a good job at that. 19 does not do the voice search, so you can't use it. That was the biggest to me on as an end user. That's the biggest difference between the two. I know that 20.20, I'll just say 20 is kind of heavier than to me than 19. It
It
feels
is.
if it seems like it. So, I think you're not going to go wrong with either one. If you go 20.1 or 19.5, I think you'll be right. And look at Tan says 20.1 has the
Yeah.
voice search on the Shield.
But Tan brought up a good point in Streaming Matters the other day
Yep.
about the screen calibration.
Yes, that's on certain skins though.
It
Not
is.
all the
But
skins.
if you switch back to Estuary
Yep.
and fix your calibration, then go back to your other skin, you're fine.
Yeah, and actually, so I'm
Oh,
using
okay.
an Aeon. I'm using an Aeon Nox skin, a modified. I'm using
Right.
Sidekicks. The reason why Sidekicks doesn't work right on the calibration aspect of it is because Aeon Nox, that the base of it, upgraded for Nexus. He did not, or because I'm using an older, did not implement some of those files that was in the newest Aeon Nox. So what I did do on my computer is I grabbed those calibration files and then dragged and dropped them into my setup, and calibration worked.
Oh,
So
nice.
it was like one or two XMLs, and I think some image. There was some I don't know if they were JPEGs or what, but there was like four image files that you got to drop in there. But I went to GitHub. I saw when he made that update, and I was like, oh, and it said video calibration for Nexus. So, and there was other things that were upgraded on Nexus that I didn't bother with because it was only video calibration that was bothering me. So, if you're a person that wants to use it, be careful of some of the modded skins because they may not have those Nexus files that are been released since the version you have. Does that make sense? So
Mhm.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, or you could do like you said, jump over to Estuary, do your calibration, and swap back to your other skin, and you're
And
good to
then
go.
you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw
Yeah.
somebody mentioned about the Kodi Nerds 20.1, which a lot of people do, which one of the benefits, Stephen also said he used the Kodi Nerds 20.1. One of the benefits is that it gives expanded capabilities to Dolby Vision. And I tried last year. I tried the Kodi Nerds one. That installation of Kodi is like what 150 megs or 180 megs just for Kodi, not counting no skin, no nothing. So that's big. It seemed kind of heavy, and I found it to be real glitchy when I was using it. Maybe it was just I had a bad install, but to me the Dolby Vision isn't as important enough to chase down to use the Kodi Nerds version, but a lot of people do. A lot of people use that version. I know we see in the chat, the Streaming Matters and well as the other chats, we see a lot of people using Kodi Nerds. So if you're a person that likes Dolby Vision, you can try the Kodi Nerds version.
Okay.
So look at Tan says, I'm still rocking a 1080. So hey, he don't need all that fancy Dolby Vision.
Mhm.
All right. So we got that. Any other add-ons or things?
There was one other star one.
Did I? I saw the one here with Tan.
Right. Okay. You just said.
Yep.
That was the last
So
one.
it's about him. So yeah, lots of things. And again, we don't have no major problems, so that's always a great thing. That is always great.
Mhm.
Not a lot going on, so I'm happy. Next topic we had on here is the fastest IP in the West. Holy moly, 10 gigabit internet.
Mhm.
Holy shit. I can't, well, I just got to 1 gigabit. I just got it, but you don't even run 1 all the time. It runs like 900 when it's going well. And, so what do you think?
I'm at
10
1.5,
gigabit?
and I'm at 1.5, and I listen. I do anything for 10 gigabit. Really, I could use it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got
I could use it,
2.1,
and
but
okay,
again, it's only the speed of your device too. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
right,
Yeah, your
yeah.
bottleneck. Well, the speed of your device and the
But
speed of your network, because some people's
right,
routers may not be able to handle but certain speed.
exactly. Yeah.
hmm but if you have different devices and you don't want to have that bottleneck, or you know what I mean, like certain devices have multiple NIC cards in them. You know what I mean?
Some.
That's where it comes in handy.
Well, and this comes with a steep $300 a month,
Ouch.
and it's
Wow.
only available in certain areas.
Uh-huh.
It is available in certain, so it says let's $300 a month, $300 installation fee, as well as you should opt to rent the router. That's $10 a month, so $310 a month. Woo.
I'll pass on that. How are you liking your 1 gig?
It'll
Val?
come down.
I've been pretty happy with it, and actually now that we've been using the 1 gig, I might we might actually roll back a little bit. We might actually roll back a little bit to 500. I think I could get away with 500.
I forgot you're in Canada. How much is a gigabit there?
Not much. I mean, not much. I mean, it was actually just a little bit more. So I think it's like $99 a month, something like that.
Okay,
So
all right.
it was.
Okay,
It was a small increase on price to go from. We had 180.
right.
So 180 to this
Uh-huh.
1 gig. It's like holy
To
smokes.
a gigabit. Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I don't download like I used to be honest. I used to download kind of like you do, but I don't anymore.
Wait,
So
you are downloading. If you're sitting there
I'm
watching
watching.
everything in
Right.
4K,
Right.
right?
But if I have 200 megabit, there's no 4K movie that's going to give
Uh-huh.
me an issue. So if I
Right.
had 500, no 4K movie is going to give me a problem. And
No,
I was
it's
actually
not.
looking at it. It was a 500 meg down, 500 meg up was $90 a month. that would
and you're
more
paying
than
99.
it would be
Why not
right
get
now.
a gig? Why not keep the gig for $9?
Then
Yeah.
keep the gig, man.
But
Right. Keep the
right.
gig
So
for the $9.
well, the upload is only 30 megabytes. So you
Oh,
get so, but I
oh,
don't upload that much,
you don't get the
and I
same.
don't run a
Right.
Plex server like I used to. I don't, So I don't know. I'm kind of do you need the gig? It might get. I mean, I only download, like I said, once in a while, and I guess you want it when you want it.
C-Man, are you getting a 2 up and down?
2.1 up and down.
Jeez. Oh,
Okay, that's good.
But I
Yeah,
do
because
a lot.
I'm at 1.5 right now. You
I do a
do?
lot of downloading and uploading.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's beneficial to with me. I'm not doing anything like that anymore, and even with my Plex server, like my Plex server here at the house is pretty much music. And that's the only thing that I'm using now. I've got to change my stuff. I got to port forward because we changed the router system, and now my computer's behind the router that doesn't get out the So my Plex server is not being seen. I got to change that. What's it, double NAT or whatever it is? I got to go through and port forward. So my Plex server is not even going outside the house right now until I change that. And I kept thinking I'll get a house and then we're gonna move and I won't need to worry about that. So I'll wait. And then another month passes. Like, well, I'll be moving at some
Yeah.
point. Keep
I'm not using my own server. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for us, most of the time I'm using cloud servers. So, and we're using cloud server, and then we're using Kodi more and more. I'm slowly changing
Right.
her mind to use Kodi more and use it more.
Now,
And
Wow.
doesn't Blue have her own
yes,
Plex?
Yes,
yep.
you can.
She had her own here, but then her hard drive crapped out. That was on
Uh-oh.
her. That was on her
Like
NAS.
me.
Yep,
Good.
her NAS.
She's in my book. In my.
Yep. Yep, exactly. And so her NAS, her hard drive and her NAS, the external that was hooked to it, the hard drive had issues. So took that offline. She still has her cloud, but probably going to cancel that once it becomes due, because cloud to have a cloud base with Plex is not cheap, unless you have. For us, we know, if you got 1 terabyte, that's nothing. So you're going to have 3, 4,
Right.
5 terabytes to have any kind of content on it. And that becomes pretty expensive if you look at that. And so, we're looking at what are things we need to have and what are the things we want to have. So it's kind of like, can we live without that cloud Plex? Probably could, because I'm using, I use Kodi. So I can, with Real to Brid, I can watch whatever I want. Or Premiumize, I have that too. So between those two, I don't need that server, and I get more options. Yes, I have to wait a little longer for it to load because Plex is there. It is, but that's you're talking what, 15 seconds longer, 20 seconds longer. It's not that hard, not that long, and she's techie enough to figure it out. And now you're looking at,
Oh yeah.
is it worth the money?
Yeah, true.
No, and because hers was paid up, but I think it runs out soon. Within the next couple months, it runs out, and we're thinking about not upgrading or renewing it. Just let it die a quiet death.
Like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Dan, right? You got to cut back to buy a house, and especially these days, you definitely got it. Oh, Jesus!
Yeah.
I was talking to you guys about it. Oh, oof! It's tough out there, boys. It is tough. It's very depressing in a way.
Well, it's not only in Canada. It's
Yeah.
It is. Right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's the truth.
Yeah, the housing market is just you got so many people trying to get houses, and so you got inflated prices, and then you got to fight. And I bought my old house that I had that I got long time ago. I mean, wasn't even there was a builder building the houses, and we're like, oh, you want to build? We said we want a house. He goes, oh, you want a lot? Pick the lot you want. Pick which house and floor plan and all that. And yeah, I'll build it. It's like, this is completely different.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah.
completely different.
Yep.
So now you're going and you look at these houses, and then you're like, oh, okay, I like that. And you're like, the price, you're like, okay. And then like, oh, let's put a bid. And then, oh, well, guess what? Somebody outbid you. Sorry. Next. It's,
Sorry.
yeah,
Nope.
I told you guys it's kind of like going to a bar and you see a pretty girl and you're like, ooh, she looking good. You go, hey
Mhm.
girl, how I like you. You start talking, she's talking to you. You think you hitting it off. You think you making that connection, and next thing she goes, I like that guy over here, and it's like, oh shit. So you get on the bar. There's another cute girl. Let me talk to you for a minute. You start throwing that Mac. You think you're doing something. I think I'll talk to that guy. It's like, what's wrong with me? I'm not that bad. So yeah,
Yep.
that's what it feels like a little bit. So, but we'll get there. The right house is coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It will. It'll come.
yeah. All right. So our next big topic, and that we've talked about this a while back ago. NFL is coming to YouTube. YouTube won it with $14 billion or whatever they bid to win it. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I don't even remember what it was. It was a lot that they paid. They paid a lot of money to win this package. $2 billion. I'm sorry, $2 billion a year is what they paid. And we knew that the prices were not going to be super cheap. So the prices have been announced. So if you're a football fan and you like to have the NFL game ticket and all that kind of stuff, you're looking at anywhere from $249 to $489 to have the season's ticket, depending on what you want and when you buy. If you buy earlier, if you're a person that's like 100%, you want to have the NFL game ticket and all that stuff like that, get on, sign up now, not once the season starts. Pre-sale is going to save you like let's see, what was it? So pre-sale for base package $349, $249. So so it's going to save you about $100 there. So you're looking at about $100 savings if you do a pre-sale versus once it's out. So if you're into it, I will say first and foremost, you still have to have YouTube TV Live, or what's it called? What's that?
Is it
YouTube
YouTube
TV?
Red or
YouTube
whatever?
TV.
I don't know.
Subscribe. Yeah, subscribing through YouTube TV. You got it. So you got to
YouTube
have a
TV, yeah.
you got to have a YouTube TV subscription. Okay. So first and foremost, that's $75 a month.
72.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got to have that. If you sign up, you can, for $249, you get the basic season-long package, Odyssey, out-of-market games. If you sign up during the pre-sale, that starts today and ends June 6th. So you got till June 6th. So you got, 2 months to sort your shit. If you want the red zone, it's going to add you another $40 to that. Yeah, $40 to that. So $289 for the red zone. If you miss the pre-sale, you will be paying $349 for the base package, or $389 for the red zone, which is the package plus red zone. So let's see. If you want only the red zone and you have YouTube TV, you can get that for $10.99 a month. So if you're a person that only wants to watch the red zone, that's the only thing, you can kind of save some money, and it's only going to cost you basically $11 a month. So what do you guys think? Do you think there's going to be a lot of people that's going to jump over here to YouTube TV?
Listen, I listen. If that's going to be the only, is that their only way to see all of that stuff?
Odyssee's
Sunday ticket, you know what I mean? What is it? Well, no, but I'm saying, like, 'cause since I don't watch football anymore, if you say that there's a game, the Colts are playing, Miami, and can you still get that game somewhere else.
I think the
What
oven means
you know?
like on Fox or
Yes,
ABC.
if
Or,
it's in market.
Right.
So C-Man would probably get the Dallas wherever Dallas is playing. He can turn on CBS or Fox or whichever
and
uses,
CBS
and
and
he's gonna
get
be
it.
able to see it. He's gonna see it
Right.
because he's in market. Now, let's say that
Uh-huh.
if I was living in North Carolina and I wanted to watch the Cowboys,
hmm
maybe or maybe not.
Right.
If it's not nationally broadcast, I'm going to be watching the Panthers play.
hmm
So
Right.
if
True.
you're
Okay.
watching a local team, okay, hey, guess what? You're going to see it anyways.
hmm
But if you're a person that, hey, I want to
Right.
watch Miami game, but I live in Seattle or whatever, that's when you're going to have to pay. And a lot of people do. I mean, I know for me, and I don't have YouTube TV and I don't have the ticket, but I like to do multicast. Like when I'm watching the games, I like to have
Yeah.
multi games going. So like when it's a commercial, boom, I
Right.
pop up the other game.
You bump them to the other game. Yeah.
that's why
So-
you and I have
I'll
options.
stick. I'll
Yeah.
stick. Right.
There
Yeah,
are
I was gonna
options.
say that's what
There
I'll
are
stick with how I'm watching it now.
Yeah.
I'll stick with how I'm watching it now. But I just don't know what normal people are gonna do because I don't think normal people are gonna really want to pay that kind of money. $489 for the full package. After pre-sale.
They were already
Because
paying
no
that.
one jumps in on something early.
Because all right, so think about
That's what they were
so,
paying. Okay,
so
well,
DirecTV had this before, right? Right? DirecTV
Uh-huh.
owned
Yes.
rights to the NFL. So you had to have a DirecTV package and satellite. So that's a cost to
Right.
start with. So you're in when you sign up for DirecTV, you don't sign up month to month. You sign up for a 2-year contract normally. So it's like, hey, well, you're going to get DirecTV. We're going to put that shit up on your house. It's going to be $100 and some odd a month. Oh, you want the NFL package? Sure. That's going to be $300 a month or $200. Even if it was, I can't even remember what it was, but I can look that up. But you were paying
I
for
guess
that.
I got to buy a list. I got to buy a list then from DirecTV because I got something to sell them.
Oh, shit. Let me see what I'm trying to think. Okay, so watch the NFL games. So it was, so this shows here $85 a month. Oh, here it is, $389 per season. So last season, $389 is what, or was that? No, take that back. That's what they're talking about now. I want to say it was close to that. See, I can't roll back to see what they're paying, but I want to say it was close to. It was $300 that you were paying. So it's close to the same is what. So if you were paying it, but the pro to me would be, I don't have to pay for that satellite for 2 years. I can actually pay for YouTube TV, get it, use it, and then cancel it. But they get you. See, that's why they're going to get you with this, with the pay for it now, right? Sign up now,
Right.
save $100, but you're going to have this subscription in June, all the way up till football season starts, as well as the end of football season. So they're getting you for $73 every month.
Every year.
Or it ever starts.
Every month?
Well, it's every month. Yeah, $73 a month plus the 300 and let's say you want the top of the line. So what was it? 389? Yeah, 389 because you want the red zone. So 389 plus the $73 a month. That's high. I mean, but I think there will be a lot of people that would pay for it, but I think there'll be,
there will be some diehards that pay for it, but I'll take my options I have now.
Yeah, I will too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take my option. Hey, think about this. How many subs can you have for $389?
Oh,
I can have
Right. That's
multiple
that's
options.
why I just said I got to buy a list.
I can Yeah, I can sign up for 5 subscriptions, different
You
services,
can
and
have
so
8 different games going on at one
so if one
time.
service goes down, I got the
Yep.
other one to go to.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be high. We knew that with them paying $2 billion, you knew that they're gonna do it. But
Hmm.
this will sell. This NFL sells. I don't even crappy Thursday night games.
Hmm.
Fucking people watch it. I mean,
Yeah.
Thursday night
Yeah.
football last year was horrid. I
Yeah,
think
it
there
was
was like one
terrible.
one game worth
Mhm.
watching the whole season.
Wow.
And that wasn't that Amazon Thursday nights?
Yeah, Amazon had it. They
Was
paid
it?
for it.
Yeah,
Remember last year? I was thinking, wow, they want their damn money back because it was nothing but bad
Yeah.
game,
it was
bad game.
terrible
Oh,
games.
Wow.
uh, yeah. So I see some people talking about different
But
options.
when you guys are saying they were terrible games, are you meaning that because of the teams that were playing each other,
Yes,
or just the
yes,
way how the Thursday night games were being shown?
No, it was
Or
it was
crappy announcers and
it was the matchups they
yeah,
had
yeah. The
were
matches
bad.
the
were
matchups. Okay.
they
Hmm.
weren't games you wanted to watch. I mean, they
No.
were teams
Okay,
you're like,
gotcha.
I don't want to watch them.
Right.
It would be
Yeah, who
blowouts
cares about them? Right.
or teams that could. It was
Right.
like games where it would be like at the end of the game, it was 7-10. It's like I
Yeah.
want to say
Hmm.
it was the early part of the season. It was like they
Yeah.
made a joke about like the first 3 or 4 Thursday night games is like neither team like they totaled up the score and it was like neither team had scored more than 15 points or something like that. It was like just no scoring, teams that weren't good, and I was like, I ain't watching this. So Amazon's like,
Hmm.
I want to be able to pick some of these games, but
Right. Right.
that decision's made. So yeah, that's announced. So for you folks that want to NFL game tickets, you better make sure to
I
get
guess I just can't get past the people, a person is going to spend that kind of money for a season of games,
hmm
and they're still going to watch the Super Bowl for free anyhow. I just don't get it.
Well, and I saw someone posted about some of the sports bars or stuff like that are going to have it. They'll pay
Hmm.
for it. Your
Yeah.
bars, your restaurants are going to pay to have that because
Hmm.
people are
But
sitting
that's
there
Yeah.
drinking and eating.
a whole different
Yeah,
pricing game.
Yeah. Holding up in price. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess
You're
there would
talking
be if
about
you were.
you're talking about capacity and everything else.
Thousands. Yep.
Well, that's announced, so you guys go ahead and get ready for your NFL. I mean, we just had ain't it the XFL just kicked off this week? There was a new football league.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it last week? We were watching it in. Did we watch it in big screen?
I
We
didn't.
saw something one night.
There was.
Oh, you weren't with us?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because there was something on that.
All right. So,
Mm,
the other thing we had
okay.
Walmart trying to jump into the cord cutting world. Everybody wants into this with Walmart Plus. Basically, they're trying to tap into the Amazon Prime market to give you delivery, same day delivery kind of stuff, and giving you streaming service, which was nothing but Paramount Plus. I mean, I guess it's something. I mean, you get Paramount Plus, which
Right.
not a bad service, but you get that. But you're going to get that delivery, and you think about it. There's a Walmart in almost every damn town, so Walmart's
Hmm.
thinking to themselves, all right, so we set this up. We can have delivery in town because we already have a store there, and we just got to pay
Right.
somebody to drive it over to Jane Smith's house and drop it off. So this is launched. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, Walmart jumping into the streaming world as well as same day delivery.
Do you have Walmarts in Canada?
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
You do.
We don't have Walmart Plus though. We do have Walmart though.
We have Walmart superstores, not Walmart
Yeah.
Plus.
Well, but they're gonna. I think what they're gonna do is the Walmart's your Walmart Superstore will be a Walmart Plus, because you
Ah,
pay for the
okay.
subscription,
Yeah.
and just like somewhat the same idea. You know how you do the home shop,
Right.
where I go online, I order my crap, and then I drive up and they bring it out to my car. Same idea. You'll go and order it, and they'll have some teenager come bebopping it to your place. Um, I don't know how reliable it's going to be. That's one, because Walmart's struggling just like everybody else to have enough
Yeah.
employees. So now you got to hire more people
Hmm.
to drive this crap all around town.
Staffing in
Yeah.
Texas is awful. I
It's
mean, it's
awful everywhere,
terrible.
even here. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Every place you go, it has help
Yeah.
wanted.
Not too bad.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Hmm.
So, so now you're
Mine,
gonna
they have these. Does your Walmart have They have like these lockers that like you order your stuff, you pay for it with your credit card. They give you a code. You just you come into the store. You put in your code and you take your stuff and you go.
Yep,
Yeah. Ours
yep,
do. Ours
yep,
do.
yep.
Yep.
Walmart
Yeah.
has that, as well as our Canadian Tire does the same thing. Which Canadian Tire is
Okay.
it's like a Walmart, not as good, but it's Canadian only
Mhm.
company, but it's the same thing. Got the lockers. You put in the code, take your stuff,
Right.
and you go. Um, but I think
Wow.
Walmart's looking at, they're like, we got a store in every town, and we can
Hmm.
do this. So let's see. It says Walmart's big selling point here right now is ability to get items now. Walmart has a store
Hmm.
located within 10 miles of 90% of the Americans. Now,
Yep.
Amazon has done, when I was back home, Amazon had those satellite locations everywhere. I mean, because I could get some
Hmm.
stuff
Yeah.
same day. Anything was the next day. I'd have it tomorrow.
Hmm.
So where Walmart's thinking, we already got the warehouses or the stores in every town, whereas Amazon's having to put those out there. So they're thinking, hey, we can already get a jump on this, charge people a little bit more. And I don't remember, did it say how much that Walmart Plus was? I don't remember seeing that. I don't see Walmart Plus. So they're thinking, hey, we already got it there. Now we just got to get it to people's house. We can get it same day. So yeah, they're figuring, hey, we can go against Amazon head to head on this situation, and you
Yep.
get
Hmm.
Paramount Plus. So
That's a pretty nice deal, though. We've got Amazon warehouse here, and almost always we get same day,
mhm.
which is nice.
Yeah, when I was back home, I mean, you could some items that day, always the next day. It was easily the next day. This is saying $100, well, $98 plus taxes and fees. So Jesus, um, for a year of Walmart Plus. So $100.
Yeah. More of that
With,
weird bullshit.
yeah.
Hate that.
Well,
Drives me crazy.
you can do $13 a month. So, and
Hmm.
I want to say that it said that you could do unlimited. It says unlimited free deliveries, fuel discounts, and then it said, I saw on the thing, not on this one, but it said you could do returns. They would come to your house to pick up your return. So, like, you didn't like something, they would come
Okay.
and pick it up. But again, I don't know if they can
That
hire
shit.
enough
That
people.
shit's not gonna work here. I can tell you that right now. There's no
Oh,
people to work.
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how this
A
goes. I
good
mean, it's
concept.
interesting. Looking, I thought it had on here how many people that they had. Yeah,
Speaking of Walmart too, they've got their new
172
generation
million.
their new generation on box.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't say that one. Yes, there is a new on box that is set to release really soon, right?
It's released.
$20.
I think they're already out. I think it's
Yeah,
out.
they're out.
19 bucks or so. Yeah.
And those devices are great.
Just not up in Canada, right?
No, there's no on boxes up here. Unfortunately.
You need it?
$20 Google TV. No, I got enough devices. So Walmart's quietly launched a new version of the On Box, running Google TV, streaming 4K. New device was spotted. Priced at $19.88. So running the Android TV, Google's, and I had a Chromecast, Google's Chromecast, which was okay. I mean, it was an all right thing. Let's see, 2 gigs of
You
RAM.
get the Chromecast in the field anyhow.
Well, no, the Chromecast. Remember, there was that the Chrome device. It was a Chromecast device. It was like its own little dongle.
Right, I know, but you get that also, but you still get that Chromecast in the shield.
Yeah, that's screen the screen casting thing. There was a Chromecast one that
Right.
was like it was like a Fire Stick. It had its own OS.
Yeah, I know. I have one.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So let's see.
I
This
had
says
bought one back
let's
in the
see,
day.
2 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of storage. So that's kind of low. We already
Okay.
no, wait. That's what the Fire Stick has, right?
No, that's not
Yeah.
right.
Fire Stick is 8 gigs.
I didn't know
'cause I
if
was
the Fire
thinking the
Stick even
Shield's
has that much.
16.
Is it 8 gigs?
So
Yeah.
8 gigs of storage, 2 gigs of RAM, AV1 video decoding.
But the processor is fast. I mean,
Okay.
it's a good device. But people want to cram a bunch of shit on them,
Mhm.
and it won't take them.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. So it definitely, if you're a person that's in that Fire Stick price range and you're looking, this could be a device to do it. I know there's a lot of box sellers that sell these. I remember I'm in some groups and I would see buying tons of these things, and because what they're cheaper than a Fire Stick, a Fire Stick 4K. So yeah, be if you're in the market for another device and you're looking for something, this may be at your local Walmart. I'm not going to find it at my Walmart, but maybe your Walmart. I have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the On box. Yeah, because I remember they took it off. They took them off the shelves, and now they're coming back. We've talked a lot about TV stations cord cutting, and we talked about the local TV companies losing money. Well, despite all of the cord cutting and this is killing us, the local TV companies are not doing that bad because they're selling the broadcast rights to these services, to the YouTube TV live, the live YouTube, or the Sling TV, or the Fubo TV, or the satellite. So all of these services are paying the local TV companies for the content because everybody wants to have the local station. So even when you think about all the cord cutting is going to hurt the TV stations, they're not hurting them as bad because it's just instead of them charging the person here in town, they're basically charging whoever the rebroadcaster is. So they're getting their money just coming from somebody else. So yeah, they're constantly money has been going up even though people are cutting the cord and you're having DirecTV is losing customers. Your local cable companies losing customers, but those customers are just switching to online services, your Sling TV or whatever, and then that's who's sending you money or who's charging you, and that's where they're getting their money. And the prices are going to continue to go up on those streaming services as they have for the last 2 years that I've been talking about. They constantly going up because the local TV companies or Disney says, I want more money. You're gonna pay me because I'm
Mhm.
not getting it from DirecTV because they're not having as many customers, so I'll get it from you. So yeah, it's a lot of fees. Not hurting that bad. And let's see, HBO Max and Discovery Plus are now called one name called
Max.
Max.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, gonna be just Max.
It is. It's nuts.
Yeah. Which again, we're gonna see more of these companies merging because they
Yep.
can't all live independently. They're gonna have to group up and then charge one price because kind of like Disney did with ESPN and Hulu. Excuse me, they gotta get grouped up to where that they can cut down on some costs on your upper end on your that type, and then say, hey, we're budgeting one advertising dollars are going out the same thing instead of splitting it, everybody fighting. So it's gonna be one service starting May 23rd, and at a cost which wasn't bad. What was it? I thought it was right here. I thought it was like $12.99. I know I read it.
Um,
I could have swore I read that. I thought it said $12.99.
mm, um,
Oh, wait, here it is. How much will it be? Okay, so it's going to be ad light. It's going to be $10 a month. That's going to get you 1080. No offline downloads.
Hmm.
Ad free, $16 a month. 2 streams at the same time, 1080, up to 30 offline downloads. Or if you want the top of the line, that's gonna be $20. That's a lot. $20 is gonna
It
get you the
is.
top.
That
That's
is a lot.
4 connections, 4K quality, 100 offline downloads, Dolby Atmos sound. Fuck, $20 a month. And that's
Yeah,
giving you
fuck
HBO
that.
Max and Discovery. Yeah, I don't know where I thought I'd seen.
Hmm.
Because see, I'm paying $6.99 or $7.99. I think $6.99 I'm paying for Discovery through through the cell phone, which I'm at the thing of. But the one thing about Discovery, that's not easy stuff to find on Kodi. Some of that stuff is, kind of obscure. Some of that home repair shit is not super easy to find. So for that $7, but damn,
Right.
$20 a month. Oof. Okay, I don't know. I'm wondering. That's a lot.
I've got
Wonder-
that channel.
hmm
What, HBO?
I've got all of them, just like you do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was to do?
Yeah, but yeah, so for these cord cutters, this is it's just what we did. We talked about this just a few weeks back about the cost of people that are cord cutters paying almost as
Mhm.
much as the people that haven't cut the
Yeah.
cord.
Yeah.
Paying over
Right.
$100 in services. It's just you're paying all the different services instead of paying one. Let's
I
see.
got one for them to pay for.
Yeah, I got one. So I glanced through this. Auburn, you'd found this thing talking about ranking the U.S. states for the best internet value. Well, of course, your fucking state's right up in there. Hey, true. I mean, fuck. When I was back home,
Hey.
I mean, I never had your damn.
Place so great they named it twice. Okay.
So again, it has in here about your states and where the states. Texas ranks 14th in availability of high-speed internet. Let's see, my old state 20th. But the problem is, as soon as you get out of some of the big areas, it went downhill quick.
Mhm.
Virginia
Yeah.
32nd. Here it is, West Virginia ranked 46th. So a lot of your rural areas really struggled trying to get. They were being overpriced. They were having to pay a lot of money for.
I feel horrible for them. Yeah.
Because I mean, you look at this: West Virginia, Montana, Arkansas, Wyoming, Mississippi, all paying really high, overpriced internet, and then not even getting the true speed that someone from one of these big states are getting. So, yeah, interesting how that kind of.
I pay $99 a month for 2.1. I mean,
yeah,
cheap.
That's pretty good.
I'm
Up and down.
I'm 89 for 1.5.
That's good too.
I'm 89 for 1.5 right now. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So, yeah, interesting. Depending on
And
where you live.
I don't know if I'm going to jump to the 2. They said that they're coming out with 5. So I know I'm going to be all over 5 when it does come out. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the South being the worst. Back down when I was in the South, yeah, your internet's going to be, and I was even in a state with a better ranking. It was actually pretty good, all things considered. And now, I mean, it's even worse here. So, and hey, if you leave outside of the city here, oh, you SOL. I mean, if you're in town, sure. As soon as you go outside of a metropolitan area, it drops off hard and fast. Next thing you know, you're doing Starlink. And even Starlink is not available everywhere.
And question for you, because I know like who's doing the cable out there? You know, Rogers or
Yep,
something
Rogers
like that.
and Bell. Rogers and Bell are your two big ones.
And so those guys don't run anything, you know, to the rural areas.
Very little. A lot of people, when you get outside of town, is all like that. They use satellite. It's satellite, so it's like so.
Well, I feel so bad for Eddie. I really do.
So it's like Eddie's. You're getting that, you know,
I
10 meg
do.
that 20 megs.
I couldn't live. I couldn't live. I'd lose my mind.
Yeah. So it's and that's just reality. I mean, it's just what it is. And as
but no, it's not reality because if we would have
reality of what you're living with right now, I mean, when you go to places, I mean, it sucks.
Right, but it's not reality because if we look at a map of, you know, some of these other countries, you know, and they get so much better than what we have, you know, and I can't understand it. You know, that it's not like they're running cable lines all over the place. You know what I mean? You all have faster internet than us.
Yep. I mean, it's you're right. I mean, well, so when we talk about other countries, a lot of other countries are a lot smaller. So the concentration of people is really close. Now, if you look at the size of Canada, and which is bigger than the U.S. and has what a quarter of the people that the U.S. has, if I remember right, just off the top of my head. So it has more space and less people. So when you leave, like I said, you leave out of a metropolitan area, they don't take the cable lines going out to these out into the country. It drops off. That's why like a Starlink is really popular here. But if you can get Starlink, and now that Starlink has the 1 terabyte, sure, that works good for Joe Schmo next door. Don't work so good for Dabs. I mean, I'm gonna be all over that 1 terabyte, you know. So
right.
Unless I don't watch 4K, and then it's like, okay, well then I'm gonna have to be careful about what we do, you know. So I don't know. It's a
right.
That's one. Seriously, that is a consideration every time we look at a house. Look at the house. I'm like, what's the internet?
It's gotta be.
True. What's the internet? Because we looked at one and we didn't even put a bid in because it was out in the country. And it was like, well, it's got Bell. And then I looked into it and it was like 25 meg is the fastest it would go. I'm like,
wow,
that's not gonna work. I mean, I'd have to basically download everything and have it on a hard drive and watch it that way. And
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. No. Got time for that.
Right.
Oh. All right, let's get we are getting on. We're going to jump into
Okay.
our time for the Aubyns.
Okay.
So we got the graphics media, which
Sure.
he posted his forum on here. Did you take a look at that, Aubyn? Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, I added myself in there a little bit, a little while before. It looks interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know what it's running off of. I thought it might have been SharePoint or something. It looked kind of familiar to me, like it was a SharePoint server, but I don't know what it is. But there's a bunch of stuff up in there.
Yeah, I
Some of
joined
those
it as
users
well today.
there.
It's
Okay.
looks like a well done
Okay.
site.
And
Yeah.
again, it's a brand new
So
site.
everyone,
We just started it, so
Mhm.
it's good, and it's going to need community involvement and people to post and to build it up to be a information site, to be able to find builds and devices instead of someone trying to look
Right.
through a Facebook group or Telegram.
hmm
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job on it though. Looks good.
pretty neat. Yeah.
Again, it's a
I know
got a
he's
good
out
thing.
there. Thanks so much, Graphic.
Yep. And I've got the link down below, so everyone's welcome to join. Check the link out down below. You can go in here and again, brand new site. So some people think it's missing some stuff, but he's trying to hit all the things. It's organized in a nice way, and it's just going to take time for people to develop the content on it, and hopefully get that community support to be able to support as in like people answering questions, and it's going to take some time to get that all together, but I like the way that's laid out. I think that he's got some good ideas, and we're going to see where this all goes. He actually had sent something about this in Streaming Matters group. It's been 3 weeks or so ago, so I apologize for not mentioning it. I always remembered after we got off the show about it, but so this is one of the sites of the week. Check it out. Go in there and get some content, sign up, and then also jump in and answer some questions, because that's what these things only work if you answer questions, and him or other people, admins or mods, can't be the only people answering the questions. It needs your input and your things that you learned, and say, hey, I can answer that question. And that's what it's going to take. Kind of like Reddit does for me. When I read through Reddit, there's a lot of people that answer questions. All right, so we got that. And then you got the emoji mix. So what is this site, Aubyn?
Yeah.
Emoji.
Okay, it's exactly what it says, emoji mix. It will take two emojis and mix them together. And then you can save that emoji and you can have it to use. So like if you see there, yeah.
So my question is, so how would I use that? I mean,
okay, so like say you take two emojis, if you click on the search icon there, the search button there.
Yeah.
And then you can add the two different emojis.
Okay.
So take something else and add it to it. You understand? So now that it merged those two together. No, did it?
So if you were
Yeah,
if you were putting this on a forum or something like that, you could use both those emojis.
Right, you could use that. You
together.
can copy that. Right. Yeah, and you'll save that. You can save that emoji and you can have it.
Okay. So if I put these two things in a thing, it would make them one, or on a board.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Nope, that's not. I don't have no favorites.
Mhm.
Add it to my favorites.
I won't be mixing any emojis. Great site, Auburn.
Here's a look at it. Look at that house. Meh, meh. All right. So emoji mix. So get your emoji on. Get your emoji on.
on.
Get your emoji on, folks. Hey, why didn't my thing go away? There we go. All right, there we go. It's like, what the hell? It didn't go back.
Sorry to cut out, guys, but I got to run.
No worries, no worries. I gotta go eat
Oh,
my dinner. Yep.
listen, do you want to try to? You're gonna try and join us later?
Yeah, send me the room.
Okay. Yeah, we will. We will.
Okay, sounds
You'll
good.
you'll have a
Guys.
blast. You'll. All right, brother.
Rough and rowdy, right?
No, this is
Yeah. No. This is
Tough Man. Tough
West
Man.
Virginia Tough Man.
Okay, sounds good. Shoot me the
All right.
room.
Right.
All right, take care, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks for joining, bud.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna glance through real quickly. I see a Pen's over in the side, as well as Chuck. Pen and Chuck. Who am I?
Yeah.
I hear the alarm go off. Do. I'll see if there's anything major over there. Don't see that. All right. So, all right. Auburn, anything you want to finish up or talk about whatever sports are on? So we got Tough Man on tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to. Add something when it's not working. You see that, right?
What the fuck you?
We have
I said, this is Auburns. Quit
Not
babbling
working.
and move on. We got fights to watch.
Yeah.
So
You
that
know
has
that's
to be
not
from
me.
Beach. That has to be from Beach.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
My man.
He's too much. He is.
Yeah, he's got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What's your alarm?
We have tonight. Come
Right.
on.
I see LFA 156.
LFA. Yeah, that's tonight at 9 p.m. Fuller versus Borders. We have also tonight
PFL. Nice.
Yeah, PFL. Have you seen it? Okay, yeah.
Yep, I see it.
And we have UFC tomorrow night.
Holloway versus Allen. Okay.
Yeah.
This has got to be Holloway. I think Holloway's probably not much.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, not much left. Right. This is prelims are at 5:30. The main card is at 8:30.
Okay. So
Okay,
UFC Fight
tonight
Night tomorrow. That'll be
tomorrow.
on ESPN, right? Yes, I think Fight Night's going to be ESPN.
Fight Night ESPN. Yeah.
And he closed himself off. I think he accidentally hit the wrong one. So we got West Virginia Tough Man in Beckley, West Virginia. West by God, Virginia. It's going to be tonight and tomorrow night. So tonight is the prelims. I think it said 100 matches or 80 some odd matches. If you've never watched, and this was only going to be available when you watch, it's going to be a pay-per-view. Some services will have it, some won't. So you might have to look around for that one. But West Virginia Tough Man Contest prelims tonight. Whoever wins tonight actually fights tomorrow for the belts. The ring girl action is funnier than all get out, as well as the fights. Again, some guys just think they can fight, and they're the toughest guy they know in their town, so they go and they're like, I can do this, and after about 30 seconds they find out boxing's not easy. Aubyns made his way. He made his way back. He made it back.
Yeah, I don't know why I dropped out.
Well, it looked like he closed the
It's
window,
weird.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I was trying to click on one of these other
Yeah.
ones there to close it.
Yep. So I was just saying that's going to be on tonight and tomorrow. Fun to watch. It is definitely fun. We'll be watching on Oculus. If you have an Oculus, join our Oculus room. We'll have the code in there. It's funny to have a few beers and whatever and just laugh and with some friends.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
No, there was nothing else, I don't think.
Okay. Yep, that was the last I see over here.
Anyone with an Oculus, I don't know if there were any updates that were going on. I know that there was an update for the golf. I didn't do it yet.
Yeah, I haven't updated that. Yeah. There's an update for Walkabout. So yeah. So we got that going on, and that's about it. And so we'll get out of here so that Beach can get to watching his get that started, and I'll jump in a bit on that.
Okay.
And let's see. So, anything you got to say before I say I'm going to leave?
That's it for me. Thanks everyone for coming out. I'll hopefully see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll be able to have oh, you know what we didn't talk about? The weather. How nice it's finally been getting.
And today was 75 degrees here, so
it's like 80 something over here. New York. I can't believe it. My window's been open, and luckily enough, we haven't had a plane come by.
No, I haven't. I heard it before the show started. I heard it plane, but that was it. I've been excited, and I didn't realize how much I would enjoy warm weather until this winter, when I had to deal with winter, whole winter, and snow and ice. And today was 75 degrees. A lot of the snow is melted. It's like, it's like, now I know what the Canadians are like, wearing their shorts, at 75. I understand now. I get it.
Oh my gosh.
So, all right, let's get out of here and get the show started. So,
all right, brother.
All right, man. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for Streaming Matters.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to y'all later.